Now, I wanted to ask you, how do Google reviews actually impact rankings? Like, are they very important and all?
They are important. They are important. The thing that people get hung up on a lot is the number of reviews. So they think they need 150 reviews for it to matter. It's more about the consistency in which you get the review and how powerful the review is, which you don't have a lot of control over. So let me give you an example. If you get a client that leaves you a review and they say, forget about it, junk removal did an awesome job removing all of the junk from my rental property or whatever. That's a really and then they take some photos that, before and after photos, or maybe a pile of junk, and they attach that photo to the review and then upload it for you. That's an extremely powerful review because it's got forget about it, junk removal, it's got your name in there. Then it's got junk, removed junk from my property, which is answering the question for Google. And then it's got an actual photo. Google loves photo content in reviews. That's the example of almost like a picture perfect review.
Let, let
Then
me
you
ask
can
you
get
this, Ronnie. What if we took the before and after and sent it to the client, or that defeats everything?
no, you could do that. You can send it to them as long as they're the ones that attach it to their review.
Okay.
Um, now, that's kind of as you're scaling and at scale, that would be difficult to do. But if you can, I know guys that always ask their clients, hey, would you mind taking a picture of, the junk and attaching it to your review? And they get pretty good results doing that. Now, some people will tell you they're going to leave you reviews and they don't. You know how it goes.
Bro, I got to say that, man. I've been going through so much like heartache with that, man, because I'll go over and aboard. I come so close with these people. We just do so much extra right there on the spot. They're like, "Oh yeah, we're going to send we'll give you a great review," and we send it right there trying to get them to fill it out
Yeah,
right there, but they're like, "We'll do that as soon as you leave and everything." And then it never happens. Or
yeah,
like, I'd say two-thirds of them forget or something, and then I'll send a follow-up the next day like, "I don't know if you got the review link, just in case you didn't, here it is again," and then nothing. And I'm like,
yeah.
bro, I thought we had this 100% in the bag. They were giving us the review and everything. And then,
Yeah.
I've got that quite a bit often. And, everybody keeps saying, do it right there on the spot. But it's
Mhm.
hard to do that. Like we send it right there. We're trying to get them to do it right there. But it just, I don't know. I haven't
It's
got
tough.
it. Yeah.
I think one of the issues too is like a lot of people aren't logged into Google on their phone. And
That,
then they like, so you send them the review link and then they click on it and it's like it needs them to log in. They're like, I ain't fooling with this,
and they don't
It's,
remember their passwords or they haven't used
yeah,
it.
yeah. They're like, you'll be all right. I think that's one of the issues we see. One thing that I tell my clients is give them two review touch points while you're on the job. So when you get to the job, if you say, hey, can you leave us a review while we're here working? And then you ask them again at the end, that it's like it gives them pressure, but not so much pressure that it's awkward. But if
Yeah.
you ask at the beginning, then they're a little bit, they've already kind of got it on their mind. So maybe they'll go and they'll get that password figured out before you leave. And then when you ask them at the end, maybe they're already logged in or they've already taken care of it. So I don't know. That's just a little bit of a trick. Reviews are important. I think if you can get two reviews a week, that's way more powerful than getting 50 reviews one week and not getting any for the next three. So it's try to build out something in your process where not only are you consistently asking for the review, but you're consistently landing at least two reviews a week. That's kind of that sweet spot. And it over time, as you get to 150, 200 reviews, they don't become obsolete. They still matter. But you'll get there quicker if you just have like a consistent process that you nail every time.
I got to say, I've been doing pretty good at that. I've been getting 2 to 3. I mean, I guess I am getting a little greedy, and I'm trying to get all of them and all. But
Get as many as you can. Just be consistent with it. Don't get too many and then not be able to get them for consistent period of time.
I like this question Jeffrey has. How important is YouTube when it comes to SEO, and how would you utilize it? Very good question, Jeffrey.
Super important. YouTube is owned by Google. Google likes YouTube. AI likes YouTube. So kind of like what we had talked about as we're adding in, your site and adding in service area pages or service pages. You don't have to get crazy, but talk to potential customers about that service. So I'll just use hoarding cleanouts again because it's on my brain for some reason today. But say you got a hoarding cleanout page, you pop on your iPhone, you can set it up nice too. Like you can set up lighting or do whatever, and then just talk through what a hoarding cleanout service looks like. We arrive on site, we do the estimate. This is how we do the estimate. If you agree to the price, this is how we do the job. You're just walking through the service. Um, and then you upload that to YouTube, and then you attach that YouTube. You can even embed it right onto the website where it'll show kind of the thumbnail right on your website page. Attach it to the actual landing page, the hoarding cleanout page, and then you're really speaking to Google, because Google can read the transcript through they're gonna see that transcript through YouTube. They're also gonna see that you have that page. It's gonna bolster the content on that page. And you can also, link. You can get backlinks off YouTube. You can link back to your website from your YouTube channel. YouTube is highly, highly important for SEO, and I recommend all of our clients do it. And now, here's the one thing: I'm not going to go out here and create YouTube videos for them. If they create the YouTube videos, we'll embed it for them, and then we'll also tell them, like, hey, here's what you kind of need to do, which is like we did with you as we were talking through, like, hey, these are the kind of videos you need to create. And the longer those videos go, they need to be entertaining so that you keep your clients' attention. But the longer they go, the better for the SEO. You don't want to get out here and just ramble forever, because you want it to capture your client's attention. But anyway.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing to find the videos is whatever videos that do good on YouTube. Those are the ones that I'm looking to embed on my page, because obviously people are clicking them and it's getting people's attention. So those are
Yeah,
the videos that you really want to embed on the page and get some good results from.
for sure.
Okay, now what else did I want to? There was a couple other things that I wanted to touch on. Is there anywhere else people could hit you up or get in touch with you? What is the best way to get in touch with you if they want to get a website or talk to you about SEO?
Best way is really add me on Facebook, shoot me a DM, Ronnie Knuckles. You'll see my beautiful face. You can send me a DM there, add me as a friend. If for some reason you don't do that, or you'd rather send an email, you can email me at ronnie@spearcrestdigital.com, or you can go to our website, spearcrestdigital.com, and fill out a form. So we'll do like a free website audit. You can fill out that form, or you can just fill out a contact form. I'll get it, and so will a couple other people here in the office. So we'll definitely reach out to you. But Facebook is the quickest way, most because I'm on there all the time, posting on the podcast, posting on the Spearcrest digital page. So I'll get it. Might take me a minute to get back to you, but I will see it on Facebook. If you'd rather leave an email or send an email, Ronnie@spearcrestdigital.com.
And I got to say, guys, I vouch for him 100%. It's been a pleasure working with you, Ronnie. I mean, everything you did for my website. There was a couple. I think Andrew Thompson made a post, and he was like, "Everybody put up your sexy website." So I put up mine, and I think I got like the most likes under the post and all. And
Oh yeah,
everybody,
yeah, I saw that.
yeah, everybody was saying how sexy it was and all
Good.
that. So I want to just say I appreciate that a lot. And now we got the new update we just did and all that.
Yeah.
So that'll be coming out in this next week. So really can't wait to see that. I'm up to about like 30 pages now, and I'm hoping that'll help with things. And my last question that I want to leave off with is so for a company that's growing and all, where should they put their money first? Should it be going into SEO or should they be going into like pay per click ads?
Let me ask you this question: Are you asking me in regard to digital marketing or just overall? So like I'm
Over
new. Okay. Don't spend any money on digital marketing when you're starting out. Spend $0 on digital marketing. That's my recommendation. You can get to $10,000 to $15,000 a month and never spend a dollar on digital marketing outside of having a good website, right? So maybe you get a professionally built website and you get your Google Business Profile set up. So maybe you pay the money to have a professionally built website and set your Google Business Profile up yourself. Outside of that, you need to take your advertising dollars and you need to dump it into door hangers, yard signs, maybe set some money aside and join a BNI chapter in your market or some other kind of networking group, which is, can be $300 a month or something. Your money is going to be better spent in building relationships and spreading awareness organically on the ground than it is in SEO or ads. Ads can get crazy expensive really fast, and SEO is a long-term play. So if it's me, I'm dumping all my money. Every job I do, I'm putting out 15 door hangers, 5 left, 5 right, 5 across the street. I'm putting out yard signs. I'm
The, o-
asking every
the only
job.
thing,
I'm
the
going
only
crazy
thing,
with that.
I don't mean to cut you off, but
You're
I'm
good.
right there, bro. I'm at that beginning, man, and it's like the phone just doesn't ring at the beginning when you're
Oh no,
doing it
it's not
organic
going
and
to.
all that. So it's like I feel like you got to do something to just get something coming in at the beginning,
Mhm.
man. It might not be like the Google ads or Facebook ads, but is there any like platform, even like maybe like a Craigslist, Nextdoor, or something that sparks some the phone's ringing, so you're not defeated. And because I gotta say, bro, that first couple months when you're putting out all these yard signs and you're doing all the door hangers and you're not getting one phone call, you start second guessing everything, and what saved me was like around that week 3, week 4, I just started doing like little things like Craigslist. I did like the Google guarantee, and then it brought in some business. So I was at least getting a few jobs a week, and I'm like, all right, something's happening. I got something going here, because otherwise, bro, I if I just stuck with the yard signs and the door hangers, I don't know. I might have only have like 2 jobs or going from the 3 months I started.
I think that they're first of all, when you start a junk removal business, prepare to get kicked in the teeth in the first few months because it just is what it is. Nobody freaking knows you. Nobody cares about your yard sign. I think it's
Oh,
yes.
hold on. One thing I got it. People do care about your yard sign, and that is Sergeant Joe of your area. If you cannot put up yard signs, they will be calling you. And I did take it a little extreme, and I put out like 100 yard signs in my town and surrounding town, and I got the calls within like the first 2 weeks. The sheriff of the area hit me up, and he's like, "You can't do this no more,
You
bro.
gotta chill out, bro.
You gotta chill out." And then when I rolled up to the dump, everybody in the office, they're like, "Bro, are you putting out your yard sign?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what? How did you guys know?" They're like, "It's all over next door. They're talking about how you put them everywhere, bro. You got to chill out a little with that." So, you can't go too crazy with the yard
Yeah,
signs,
gotta be
man.
easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, when I started my junk removal business, it was a different time. It was 2018, which isn't forever ago, but still 7 years, things have changed. Craigslist is how we started. That's how we got our first job. I don't know if as many people are using Craigslist. I think you made a really good point that maybe I missed when I was thinking about it. Google Guarantee works good in certain markets, and you can set it up yourself. You don't need to pay an agency to do that. It's all budget based. Just make sure that you're ranking for the proper keywords and just monitor it closely because you will get in Kentucky, like in my market, it doesn't work that great. You get a lot of tire kickers, a lot of people, like, hey, how much do you charge for a single mattress and things like that. We got away from it. But I've heard really good things and seen really good things in other markets. So maybe try that. Even if it means you just kind of get the wheels turning and you get a few jobs under your belt. Maybe you don't make any money, but you're kind of getting a feel for what works and what doesn't. Craigslist, look, it's $5, dude, for a post. Like, pay the $5, put it on
But
there. That's actually a really good point.
got to make this clear though. Just beware when you do that on Craigslist and you start advertising, you will get 5 to 10 phone calls a day of them trying to trick you to think they're a client.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's
yeah,
all telemarketers.
yeah.
I've only got one job so far. I've only started. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I started every day posting. I think it's like 5 to 10 ads on Craigslist. I got one job in that 2 weeks, but that one job paid for everything. It was a house clean out. I did really good on it. But for the rest, I haven't been getting no phone calls, just telemarketers. And I mean, they do you dirty. You're in the middle of a job right now, and then they're like tricking you, making you think you're a client. So you're on the phone with them for like 3 minutes before you realize they're not even a client and they just tricked you for that time. And then you just hang up on them. So just beware of that. But what I did do is, like you said, the Google guarantee kind of gave me a lifeline at the beginning. But you got to watch with that because, I keep getting these phone calls like, "Oh, I see you take free mattresses." And you're just like, bro, oh, there goes $60 right there on that
Yeah,
lead and all that.
yeah.
And you got to dispute the charges and all. But that did give me that lifeline where it just was like, all right, I'm building my Rolodex. I'm at least getting some new clients, that I could start an SMS campaign in a couple months and all that. But I think a lot of you guys forget what it's like when you first begin and you're just out putting out yard signs and door hangings and that phone ain't ringing and you're
Yeah.
sitting there thinking like, damn, man, I got, and I paid off my truck and all, but I keep thinking, damn, if I had to pay like $1,500 a month to have that truck, and oh my God, bro, I would be going out of my mind. So yeah,
I hear people say like SEOs, it's a long-term game, and it is. Don't get that twisted. But guess what? Everything in business is a long-term game, especially in junk removal. It's just a long-term game, and you're going to get your teeth kicked in for the first year, maybe two. I mean, hell, I've been in business. I don't run that junk removal business anymore, but they still get their teeth kicked in sometimes.
Yep.
It just is what it is. Prepare to eat crap for the first 6 months. It just is. But stay consistent, man. Don't lose heart, because there are people out there that are losing heart, and you're gonna way exceed them, but you just gotta know you're gonna have to bump your head and bleed for a little while. But eventually that'll scab up and you'll do just fine.
And another thing that I also is it matters what time of year you come into it.
Oh yeah.
When I first got into it, I knew I was coming in a slow season. So what I was saying in my head was like, this is a perfect time for me to learn. I'm not looking really to make money and be profitable right away because I know it's going to be slow at the beginning. This way, I get a couple of jobs a week and I'm learning. I'm getting experience and all. This way, now when we're starting to come up the warm weather, I got like 4 or 5 months under me. I kind of got my basics of how to handle everything, and I'll be a little more ready at things. And I just seen in the last couple of days the weather's got a little better, the phone's starting to ring a little more, so it definitely made me feel a lot better and all. But I am definitely curious to see what other platforms work, because I've also seen like everybody like, oh, Angie's List or Craigslist never works, no good. So I'm listening and I'm like, well, if everybody's saying that in the industry, maybe it will work now because maybe nobody else is using that shit. So
Oh,
I'm trying to experiment and see where I could find the new business and all.
look, man, I'm not gonna hate on anybody for doing that. I think first of all, I got screwed from it was Home Advisor back then. Angie's Leads took over Home Advisor, but you're a business owner, man. You're going to have to figure it out yourself. Maybe you figure out how to, it works for you. I don't know. So definitely test the waters as a new business owner. Set some money aside. Don't spend that money on ads or SEO. I will say that no matter what, don't do that, because it's going to take time on either of those routes. Maybe put $1,000 back and try Angie's Leads. Maybe plan on losing that $1,000, but maybe you don't. Maybe you make some money, right? So again, experiment, test the waters. Every market is different. Things work for certain businesses that don't work for other businesses. Maybe you like certain things that another guy doesn't like, and so it works for you. Again, you're going to have to learn these things on your own. So don't count anything out, but hustle your way. Prove to yourself that you can get yourself to $15,000 a month, and then from there you can go look. It doesn't have to be me. It can be real. There's a lot of good high quality agencies out there. Then they can help take you up to that $30,000-$40,000 a month mark. And a good agency is also going to be able to consult you, right? So they're going to be able to give you advice. I would really look for agencies that have experience in the junk removal industry. There's some great ones out there. I mean, you mentioned Xavier earlier. He's a killer. Lewis is another one. And these guys are competitors of mine, but they're so good, man. There are a lot of really good people out here who will take care of you, but you need to make sure that you can afford it, and that you're not going to start with them and cancel with them 2 weeks later because they're expensive. You got to give them the time to do what they do.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that, man. I really truly believe stick with somebody in the junk removal industry that's got the experience. They know how to cater everything to that. They know exactly what you need to know and where you need to reach out to. And Jeffrey says, Paul, what categories do you have active on your LSA ads? In my opinion, only keeps the best categories active, deactivate the less attractive categories. The categories what I just learned, and this is in the last couple of days, is I had 6 services up there. I just went down to general junk removal because what was happening was I was getting all these like free mattress calls and I couldn't understand why. And I was talking to my boy and I'm like, dude, I got like 3 phone calls today for free mattress pickup. I'm like, who's calling up looking for a free service from anywhere? And he's like, well, bro, he goes, I looked up your company. He goes, it comes up that's what your service is, free mattress removal.
Yeah.
So I went in and got rid of that on the Google guaranteed and everything. And I just keep it to general junk now. And I got rid of all the other services. So I
Yeah.
think
And
that,
that's the caveat. That's the one caveat to Google Guarantee. It's like making sure that you have everything categorized properly and you're not just blowing money.
exactly, because yeah, with those Google ads and all, you could really, really blow through money
Oh yeah. Oh
very,
yeah.
very quick. I see exactly what people are talking about, and especially like when people are just calling around and price shopping and all that. And if you stay on too long and say the wrong keywords, up, you just got price, and now you got to go dispute that as well. So,
Yep.
all right, what does Jeffrey say? One wants to pay $60 to Google for someone calling to get rid of one TV. Yeah, 100%, bro. Totally with that.